This is Gus 800. I'm Mike, and let's ride.
Mid-Atlantic, Section 6, on a rainy Sunday. It's 100 miles of this. Up and down mountains and ridges. 40, 50 feet of visibility. Wonder why I'm doing this. Because it's fun. See you somewhere sometime. Some trail. No, the lighting's really bad in here. I can't see the screen no matter where I do it except next to the lamp here, so pardon the scenario. Today, I woke up in the campground. It was raining, like drizzling, steady. Tent was soaked. All my gear stayed dry though somehow. I got everything inside that little tent and I put my boots underneath. And then of course the bike was wet, but I was able to pack it all up with minimal soakage and put it all together. And I left the campground. I rode about 2 miles to a Walmart to get a couple of bungee cords because my bag wasn't tight on the back. And then I stopped at McDonald's and had a gross McDonald's breakfast, ate about half of it, and a large cup of coffee, which is what I needed. And then I was weighing whether to call it a day at that point and just go find a place to hang out for a few hours and get a room, or give it a shot. So I decided to give it a shot. It was 20 miles to get to the beginning end of Section 6 in McVaytown. And then from there, it was about another 3 miles of country roads through farm country. And then I started climbing up into the ridge mountains. When you're on them, they look like mountains. When you're down below, they look like just big ridges. Switchbacks going up, all gravel and mud roads, so it was a little bit slippery. But once you went about halfway up the ridge, you were in the lower cloud bank, which was a lot of moisture, a lot of dew. So I was riding, in that type of environment. The entire section is 102 miles. So I figured 102 miles, if I'm getting started at 9 o'clock, I should be wrapping up around 2, 3 o'clock, even if I go really slow, which I had to go really slow. Some of the downgrades there were very slippery. There was mud caked in the tires, and you just kind of fishtailed your way down between the brake and the transmission. You just kind of keep it steering in the right path and try not to go over the edge, because the edge is big up there when you get at the top. And of course, there were no views, so there was no stopping to sightsee anything, because when I stopped to take a look out, like down where the power lines get cut over the ridge, there was nothing but a couple of power lines and then fog. You couldn't see anything. So I finished 100 miles. The last 10 were on asphalt into Mount Holly, or Holly Springs. I think it's Holly Springs, which is just north of the border between Pennsylvania and the next state. I think it's West Virginia. I'll have to double check that though, because it's kind of in a weird spot. Maryland's right there. I don't know if it's Maryland, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia, or Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. But I'll figure that out after I get some food, because I'm pretty tired. I took my boots up here and I took my saddlebags up here and I washed them in the tub. Right now there's a bunch of mud in there and it's not draining, so I'm trying to get it to slow drain and then scoop it out in case I don't have to call maintenance. And I have all my laundry in the washer. Pretty cool, man. Gonna have some clean gear. My plan is to check the weather and then tomorrow start Section 5 in the next state. It's gonna be pretty cool. I'm gonna look for good weather. It's gonna decide whether I go tomorrow or not. I really want to stop at the Antietam Memorial. Battle of Antietam of the Civil War. It's a nice park there. It's supposed to be really kind of a special place. And there's a campground there, so I'm going to time it so I get there and I can camp. Once my tent dries out, I have my tent in here too, drying out. And there's another loop that goes through Harper's Ferry, which is another big historical place that I'm going to try to check that out tomorrow morning too. So if everything goes well, if the weather lines up, I'm going to get started tomorrow morning early, do the Harper's Ferry sightseeing part, and then get down to Antietam and check that out and then camp. So I think that's it. All in all, a very good day. I'm glad I decided to do the route instead of not doing it, because it was difficult, but now I can look back and say, well, I didn't check it out. I actually got it done, and I got it done pretty well. Didn't wipe out, a couple of little slips here and there, but got the technique down for riding in that mud and loose gravel in terrible conditions, and gave my confidence a big boost. So I think I'm just going to get some General Tso's chicken, and then have a couple of waters because there's no beer around here. Watch a little football maybe, or listen to an audiobook, and then crash. Get a good night's sleep. Take care, man. I'll see you somewhere. West Virginia. Nice place. Hello again. Look what I found. South Mountain Creamery. Amish milk or Amish ice cream, whatever. I got the Snallywagger. Supposed to have pretzels and chocolate shit in there and everything else. I'm sure it's going to be good. I was up on top of the Washington Mountain Monument, and there was this guy up there looking for the hawks. He's part of a group called hawkwatch.org, and they track how many hawks he sees flying down for southerly migration. And he's quite disappointed. He hadn't been seeing any, but so we stood and talked about travels and what was around here. One town you can see from the top of the monument is called Boonesboro, and he told me that's where Nora Roberts lives. She's an author of romance novels for women. She has a bed and breakfast, 3 restaurants, and a farm in town that he rented out in Boonesboro to me. Said if I was looking for something to do, it'd be a good place to go. Pick up an autographed copy of some romance novel. I'm not going to do that. I'm going somewhere else. I got to finish section 5, and then tomorrow is section 4, which goes to the Antietam battlefield, which I can also see from the top of the watchtower. So I'll be headed over there tomorrow. Good part is, as we were finishing docking, this raptor flew right over the top of the mountain and was doing a speedy dive down into the valley below, and I got the guy really excited. So he was happy. I got some good stories and some good info, and that's what the adventure's about. Pretty much all the people I meet are like that. It's probably the best part. I'm gonna eat my ice cream. See you sometime, somewhere, with some bowl of ice cream.